Okay, so I think I might have been a little bit unclear in my little last uh, 5.5 minute rant. Columbus does bring Christianity to the Americas when he arrives. It's a brutal situation. Indians are being treated very bad because, you know, the edict by the doctrine of discovery was that you can do anything with, if they're not Christian, you can do absolutely anything to them. It doesn't even matter. You can murder them. It doesn't matter. They're heathen. Just take their stuff. That's what it was. So we have Columbus coming in 14, 92, 93, but it is still okay. He's bringing something that we rejected when the dynasty tried to lay it on us. Again, it was the 18th dynasty. This is really, I guess it's just something that bears repeating. It was the 18th dynasty back in the BC area. Now, Columbus came in the 1400s AD or AC, but Akhenaten was kicked out like in 1500 something BC, if I recall correctly. So the reason the reason why we rejected Akhenaten as a heretic is because it's not that he was just bringing a new religion. I just have to keep stressing it. He was trying to erase the deities that we knew, and those deities represented our ancestors. You see? So what he was doing was not welcome at all. He forced people, or he attempted to force people, by shutting down the temples of the other deities. And he only wanted people to worship what he called the Aten, Aten. Before the Aten, there was Ra. So Akhenaten changed a well-beloved deity called Ra into a sun disk. Now, the deity originally, if you were to see, it was portrayed as a person of color. So the 18th dynasty, because they were trying to go universal, what you're going to find with the monotheistic religions, and if I could say it and be fair, they are seeking some kind of worldwide domination. At onset, it seems like that's a great thing because then everybody will believe the same thing, and you need people to have the same belief system. In and of itself, that might be okay. I can't say that it's working because, to my knowledge, most of the world is either Christian or Islamic or Hebrew Israelite for people of color. that have taken on that religion. I don't know that we're seeing more unity. Um, I think there's a built-in division, at least when it comes to Islam and Judaism. We see that within the monotheistic tradition itself, there's a division. So how can it be a unifying factor when it's not unified? You know. But again, it seems like a good idea. It seems like, oh, we should all believe the same thing. Although it seems like the solution, what I think we're not factoring in is that there is a nobility behind it. You see, that is what's not seen because you really don't see the nobility. But for the masses, it's supposed to appear that we want to unify everyone under the same belief system. That's for the masses. But for the people who are behind the scenes, it is just an opportunity for domination and control. That is what's really going on here. When you think of the priesthood, historically, these were the men who somewhat depended on the masses just to be able to make a living, you know. The priesthood basically depends on the support of the masses. The priesthood are also a level of nobility. So they see themselves as more closer to, let's say, God than the masses. They see themselves as sort of an intermediary. For me personally, I've come to where I don't agree that a mediary is necessary. I think every human being has the capacity to reach the divinity that lives inside of each of us. That is just how I see it. And so when you introduce a third party, you're basically disconnecting your own connection in favor of a intermediary. I just don't see that an intermediary is necessary. Where one, okay, if we were to have intermediaries, I'm going over 5 minutes. I would think would be for young people, you know, to help set them on a track to seek a spiritual connection from within. Maybe that would be a place where you might have an intermediary, but that would be for, for formative years, in my opinion, because I looked at this a lot, and this looks like there's gonna be a 10 minute. Our attention spans. Kind of wasn't looking at the clock, so we got a 10 minute. So the priesthood, it would be in their best interest to have a world of people that believe in one religion, because then they will get all the alms, all the donations from the world, because we'll all be. So the downside to a one world government, a one world religion, is that you're going to be dominated in a way that doesn't allow for any kind of real tolerance of other people's differences, and in a world where we do have differences, you would think the goal should be to be more tolerant of others. And I don't know that monotheism offers that, because it wants to be the only. That's the other thing. Monotheism itself is asking that you just do not really see other people as legitimate. They're not believing like you are. They're not going to make it. They're, it's just that I don't think that's promoting genuine appreciation of another person and honoring their right to their truth. That's this is my opinion. Okay, until next video coming up shortly, I think.